Hello and welcome back to Helldivers 2 Loadout Roulette. Today's loadout is the AR-23 Liberator, the CQC-19 Stun Lance, and the G31 Arc. Our armor is the SA-7 Headfirst from the recent War Bond. We're running the CE-67 Titan because the dark gray and orange match the dark gray and orange. And then against the Tyrant Cloud Cape because black and orange. But we are up against the Illuminate, so we'll see how this build works out, and I will see you in the mission. So, our stratagems are the Orbital EMS, Orbital Walking Barrage, the Machine Gun, and the Guard Dog. Not the worst loadout, but I have a distinct lack of anti-vehicle. And anti-structure, because orbital walking is inconsistent. I use it, but I have yet to figure out the pattern to properly utilize it and get consistent results. Because I know for a fact you can get consistent results with it. Otherwise, I don't think people would use it as much as they do. I don't want to be here anymore. Leave me alone. I'm just trying to escape. There's no escape over here. There is an escape.
Say hello. New man. Helldiver, you are moving outside the mission area.
You know what? Yeah, count me as outside the combat zone. I don't care. Oh, I could have poked. I'm not gambling on a poke. What am I thinking? But figure I'll let you guys know, because I've been getting more and more requests for this. People have been saying like, hey, can you put a, display the roulette wheel I'm using? First off, is not an actual wheel. I wish it was. That'd be sick. What I'm using is just a website, hd2random.com, and I just max out everything. It's like, oh, do you want to have every war bond? I'm like, yep. Is it... I include, like, limited edition items, so like the pre-order bonuses, the everything in the superstore, so on and so forth. They have an adjust stratagem difficulty, but I don't understand what that means, because I did it, and it didn't really mean anything to me. So I just leave that normal, and then I just hit it 5 times and take whatever it gives me. That said, I am looking to see... like, I can screen capture, but I want to make sure it looks good and everything, and if that's how I want to portray it. Because admittedly, it's not that special. It's just 5 quick cycles, and then that's what we're running. If it were something fancier, I'd be up for it. I could have done... There are those sites that actually do have like digital roulette wheels you can set up. I just don't want to sit down and type every piece of armor and every primary, because I don't know if you can save them. That would kind of suck having to redo that multiple times. But who knows, maybe I'll try that too. Things are up in the air. I'm more than willing to test the things out and experiment. If I'm happy with it, you'll see it. If not, you just won't. I want to take that grenade launcher, but I can't. I want to just shoot.
Requesting sentry.
Squid outpost destroyed.
Heavy.
I hate trying to hit these stupid things.
Requesting order.
There, bombardment.
Requesting orbital.
We're doing this the very clunky way.
Reloading.
Watch as the turrets survive because walking barrage. Yeah, I'm looking to integrate that and improve these videos even further.
Calling down a sentry.
But then as for what's been going on in Helldivers, we're now at the point I think we're just doing a final ass beating on the automatons. We can't take Cyberstan. I don't think we ever were meant to.
Illuminate. Northwest.
Because now they're like, oh, you don't have enough manpower to do it. Blah.
Hellbomb armed. Clear the area.
Which is kind of the thing I find funny is I saw articles making a big deal about it. Like, oh, the devs say that your decisions and players' decisions will affect the story from here on out. And people were like, I thought they already did what happened. And I'm like, yeah, I thought they did too, but clearly they don't anymore, or they never did. Which is very obvious in a lot of cases, because you can see it in just how the narrative has gone. I've talked about it in the past where certain events occurred where we would conveniently win when we weren't by all rights able to, or we would just be forced to lose because the devs were like, oh, nope, they're gonna send a level 150 invasion force that you have no way of defeating. It's a canon event, and it's like, well, that sucks. Because I remember seeing people, when the game first came out on the Xbox, asking like, hey, so do I get like a say in any of this? Does any of this matter? And it's like, no, not really. They have a story, and they're doing their story. For better or for worse of the game's lifespan and longevity. Which I think the thing is, I don't think Arrowhead planned for the success they had. I think they're like, oh, it's just gonna be like a little more successful than Helldivers 1. We'll support it, maybe get Illuminate out, and then just kind of be done. And now we're getting events where when big things are happening, you're hitting 200k players consistently for effectively all day. Which is pretty impressive. Not many games can hold player counts that high all the time. That said, if they wanted to have, like, proper player-driven narrative freedom, I think they needed to expand and really rebuild or have a different build on the systems at play. Like, I said it before, I've been trying to get a video done of changes this game kind of I'd like to see, even though I know they'll never happen because some of them are fairly sizable rebuilds of mechanics. And to do so would be a Herculean task, if anything. I just like the idea of how could this game have deeper systems? You know, a lot more in-depth stuff that starts to lean into like Nemesis system style. Enough to make it legally distinct, and I mean, even just the baseline concepts of like, hey, you're not having NPCs operate within a like hierarchical social structure. It's more like the Lich Kingpin system from Warframe. And that's what I would like to see, is like a commander who controls a sector and dealing with their tactics. You know, I'm a big Total War Warhammer fan, and one of the things I like is each leader has traits when you're in the diplomacy screen. So you'll get people who are like, oh, they're a ruin dweller. They will go out of their way to inhabit ruins, or a faction might be defensive. They don't try to take land, they just hold what they have. Things like that I think would be cool, because it gives players, as they encounter a general, like, oh, okay, that's how this guy works. But that's all stuff that Arrowhead would have to do something about, and I don't think they would. Like I said, it's a Herculean task. It is a lot of rebuilding systems, and we've seen the talks where they're like, oh yeah, we're looking at like roguelike stuff and 8-player missions and bigger maps, and I'm like, I've said it before, what about the engine though? The engine is still seemingly held together by hopes and dreams. Wahoo! We actually had a walking barrage that worked. I have yet to use this orbital EMS.
Requesting air support.
Or the stun lance. The stun lance would have been better if I had a shield. And of course I have a light machine gun, which is great against Illuminate. This also, once again, like I said last episode, the difference in difficulty. This is, as you can see in the top corner, Super Helldive. Super Helldive against Illuminate with a random build. And I'm like, yeah, this is fine. Super Helldive against automatons, especially right now where they all seem to be cranked to 11. Miserable. Oh yeah, we also have, as of right now, as of recording, everybody has like 25% ammo. Or a 25% reduction in ammo.
Rare sample acquired. Tactical asset near your position.
One thing I think would be cool, once again, doesn't work in Helldivers as it stands, because it is a complete rebuild idea, but having individual players lead squads of NPCs. Think Enlisted or the recent game Menace. You know, you pick your loadout of equipment, your armor, your accessories, I guess it would be, your special weapons, so if you have like an anti-tank rifle or a medium machine gun or something like that, and then from there you do missions. Your squad leader, in Menace at least, they die last. But it would be cool. The only problem is the issue of, one, if you're just going like squad members, it's like, yeah, we don't care. you need to have them be smart. They need to take cover when engaged. And the way this game is designed, there's not a lot of cover sometimes, and sometimes these situations just don't work. Like, I would love for it to be a thing. It would be fun. But it's like, you gotta resupply, guys. Can you imagine doing even a 20-minute mission with basic AI that we have?
Requesting sentry.
No, they would just get flattened.
Sentry.
Sadly, it's probably the closest thing we'll get to what I've always wanted for this game, and that is like a squad leader role.
Extraction is available.
I would love to have a proper squad lead or
Objective
support build that, you know, can mark targets and do things for the team.
Calling in a hell bomb.
Tagging map. Southeast. Far.
Because as it stands, like, what can a support build really do? Put scout armor on, ping the map, and occasionally get a readout of, hey, there's some guys here. And it's like, to be fair, support has never been like the sexy job in games.
Requesting air support.
Like, I played Dust 514. I was a loggy bro. Logistics. I ran like the Minmatar armor. We had the fossil armor, and you could run like your typical repair kit and like a healing tool, or there's like a scanner. And if you shot it, the scanner you shot it would fire a cone a certain distance.
Requesting sentry.
If people fell within certain bounds, they'd be detected and show up on the minimap.
Marking
You also would increase your detection chance because it was like a backscatter of... I think they justified it as like radiation or something. Some way of getting around being like, oh yeah, that's the trade-off. And that would be cool, but the way this game plays, you're moving constantly, and the game literally sends squads after you. Even if the squads aren't aware of you, they are moving in your direction. I just want support builds back, or to exist.
South. Never mind. Marking extraction.
I've been playing more of a medic build, and it's fun. I enjoy playing medic. It's just, it's still really scuffed. I saw people who were like, yeah, we need a
Southeast.
medic war bond. And I'm sitting here thinking, yeah, it'd be cool. But what we really need is the stim pistol to suck less. I remember, I mentioned it in the past, there was an interview with one of the devs, and he more or less said, yeah, we could put the warrant, the Judge Dredd pistol's homing shot on the stim pistol, and people still wouldn't use it. And I'm like, okay, so do it. Because I'll tell you here and now, I'll use it. You do not realize how hyped I would be to just be able to look at a guy and rough proximity fire a dart and have it go to him, instead of standing like from me to C2 shooting and having darts fly every direction around him, and I dump 5 darts, none hit, and then the 6th one maybe lands. That's rough. I didn't land a single shot on that. But yeah, like that weird tangent, but it's like, we need support builds in this game. People have kind of not even data mine, people monkeyed with the game and found that if you, what was it? If you climb into a tank destroyer with the artillery shell in hand, the artillery shell disappears and it kind of loads into the gun or into the tank. And it's like, yeah, that's cool. So there clearly is some attempt at resupply. The problem is all this stuff is coming out so piecemeal. We still don't have secondary attachments yet. I'm sitting here going, you know, what happened to that? I remember there was talk of us getting those eventually. And that goal seems to have just evaporated.
Orbital inbound.
Which is a bummer, because I'd really like to resupply vehicles. And realistically, if they're trying to make money, they can make armors that are built around vehicles. I would even be like, oh, you can get an armor set that gives you, like, some bonus or a backpack that you wear that does, like, very slow passive healing if you're in the vehicle, so it's like a nanite pack or some BS. Zappy zaps.
Countdown initiated. Stand by for takeoff. Reinforcement budget depleted.
But, hang on. I was gonna do my outro. We're waiting for this guy. Can't do it yet. But that is all for now. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit the like button. It helps out the channel a lot. If you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.